1977. The vision for Melbourne Christian Radio is born when Ray Taylor and several others form an interim committee with Ray as the chair to pray and plan for a Christian radio station for Melbourne to bring hope to a hopeless world. 1978. Melbourne Christian Radio, MCR, is launched at the Easter Belgrave Heights Convention. 4,000 people sign a statement of interest. MCR applies to the Australian Broadcasting Tribunal for a special interest community broadcasting licence. The application is unsuccessful. 1980. MCR's first test broadcast is conducted over 3 days at the People's Church, Reservoir. During the 80s, MCR conducts several other test broadcasts and explores creative ways to include Christian content on Melbourne radio. 1984. MCR purchases airtime on 3DB, now KISS 101.1, for a 2-hour Christian program on Sunday evenings. Ratings quadruple in the 2 years the program is on air, before 3DB changes format. 1988. Ray Taylor resigns as chair and George Morgan agrees to take on the role. 1990. Melbourne Christian Radio changes its name to 777 Communications Inc. and appoints Bruce Upton as the inaugural General Manager and opens offices in Glen Waverley. 1995. A temporary studio using mostly second-hand equipment is established on the top floor of 673 Whitehorse Road, Mont Albert. Throughout the 90s, 777 conducts several test broadcasts ranging from 3 days to 3 months. 2000. The Australian Broadcasting Authority announces it will allocate 4 community licences for Melbourne, and the chair, George Morgan, writes the licence application. 2001. On Wednesday, December 19, 777 is awarded one of 2 Melbourne-wide FM community licences on a frequency of 89.9 and is given 12 months to commence full-time service.
2002. On the 1st of July, Jeff Miller starts as the first General Manager. At midnight on Sunday the 1st of December, after 25 years of prayer, planning and persistence, Christian radio finally arrives in Melbourne with the launch of 89.9 Light FM. Good friends, great music and a message of hope. In its first year, the care line takes 600 calls. 2003. The Mont Albert building is sold and 89.9 Light FM prepares to move to an old church in Notting Hill. On the same day, the local council refuses to grant approval, but the new owner of the Mont Albert building offers the entire ground floor to the station. 2004. 89.9 Light FM took up full occupancy in the Mont Albert building, expanding from 80 square metres to 230. 2006. In January, Phil Gray becomes 89.9 Light FM's second General Manager, focusing heavily on programming and building stronger relationships with the audience.
2008.
One roll.
1,
2 rolls.
Okay, so it's kind of one. It's
Almost 2.
Having outgrown the Mont Albert building, the search began for a new home of 89.9 Light FM. 2009. In April, Graham Hassler is appointed 89.9 Light FM's third General Manager. And in November, the Mont Albert building is sold again, and the ministry receives notice to move out in only a few months, a challenging time frame for any radio station. 2010. McNair Ingenuity Research reveals 89.9 Light FM has the biggest community radio audience in the country, with 473,000 listeners per week and 640,000 per month. 89.9 Light FM relocates to the current premises on Mitcham Road, leasing 600 square metres.
7 rolls. 7 rolls.
The care line receives more than 7,000 calls this year. 2011. After extending his 6 months tenure, George Morgan retires as chairman of the board after 23 years. Penny Mulvey is nominated as chair. Light FM Inc. changes its name to Light Melbourne Inc. and on the 1st of December launches the first of what would become several digital radio stations, and Light Digital is born.
In 2012, Jared Great, that's me, is appointed as Light Melbourne's CEO. The care line receives more than 1,000 calls per month. Like Christmas, our pop-up radio station is launched and plays Christmas music 24/7 during the month of December. In 2013, 89.9 Light FM and Light Digital together reach 848,000 listeners a month. In 2014, 89.9 Light FM broadcasts live for 11 days at the Royal Melbourne Show, which has over 450,000 visitors every year. In 2015, Penny Mulvey retires as the chair of the board and Rob Evers steps into the role. In 2016, 89.9 Light FM launches a local family-friendly news service in partnership with Vision Christian Radio. Light Melbourne is accredited as a Best Christian Workplace. 89.9 Light FM becomes a registered emergency broadcaster. In 2017, 89.9 Light FM reaches 1 million listeners a month and celebrates 10 years of the simulcast of the Channel 9 News. In 2018, 89.9 Light FM listenership sees the station make its way into the top 10 Christian radio stations worldwide. 2019, Rob Evers finishes his time as the chair of the board and hands the baton to the current chair, Anne-Marie Newman. In 2020, as part of the strategic brand development project, Light Melbourne changes its name to Positive Media and 89.9 Light FM becomes 89.9 The Light. The following day, Melbourne entered a 2-week lockdown, which it finally emerged from around 280 days later. And along with the rest of the world, navigates the COVID-19 pandemic, and our organisation saw God at work in amazing ways.
(2022). I was blessed to be appointed CEO, just in time for the great privilege of celebrating The Light's 20th anniversary with you. Through God's favour and the support of many thousands of faithful listeners like yourself, The Light has been able to impact lives across Melbourne through positive radio for the past 20 years. Would you join me now and help launch the next 20 years? Visit thelight.com.au to donate today.